All right, hi everybody. Before we begin, I first of all just want to thank you for tuning in with us today and taking the time to get to know more about CRCC Asia and the opportunities that we have for you at University of Georgia. I'm going to introduce myself before I get started as well. My name is Megan Swanek. I'm here in our San Francisco office, and I'm your main point of contact for University of Georgia students applying to our programs. I work really closely with your Education Abroad office, so use them as a resource, as your main resource on campus, and then outside of campus, I'll be your main resource should you be interested in our programs. All right, so as we get started, just a few things I'm going to cover throughout the webinar session. First and foremost is our relationship with University of Georgia. So what that relationship looks like, how you can apply to our programs, how you can find out more information about our programs, who to ask and what to do. Then I'm going to go into detail about each of our program options, and we have a wide variety for you to choose from, what those programs look like, and again, how you can apply and get started on them. And at the end, I'm going to open it up for you to ask questions, and I'll field all questions that you have and be able to answer them right away. So I look forward to hearing your feedback and what you want to know more about. So our relationship with University of Georgia, we are actually official partners with University of Georgia's Education Abroad office. So like I said, I work really closely with the office there, with Laura in particular, who I believe you just finished an information session with. So when you're learning more about this program, obviously use us and use me as a resource, but also Laura is a great resource, and she knows lots about our programs, and she works closely with me. She can send any of your information or questions along to me as we go along. So really use that office and use Laura. For our partnership with University of Georgia, we offer all of our program locations. So that means you can go abroad to any of our 4 locations. You can conduct an internship in any of our sectors, which span every sector. And you can start at any month throughout the year. So there's no restrictions for you in terms of what program you want to choose. You could go to Hong Kong, you could go to Beijing, Shanghai, or Shenzhen. You can begin your program at any month throughout the year, and you can do it for any length through University of Georgia's partnership with us. We've actually already had 7 really wonderful alumni come from University of Georgia to participate. I have a few examples. Unfortunately, I don't have any of them with me today. They're all in class and otherwise busy, but just a little snapshot of what University of Georgia students have done before on our programs. We had one, well, both of these examples are in Beijing, but like I said, you're welcome to go to any location. But we had one student participate in an internship with an intensive Mandarin course in Beijing. They completed their internship at Caixin, which is a technology company that focuses on designing mobile as well as web games. We had another student intern at a place called EB Holdings Limited in Beijing as well. And they did really a wide variety of tasks that gave them experience in everything from consulting to event planning to business development, marketing. And again, they're in a bank, so they're gaining experience and first-hand knowledge about finance and how banks run in China. Just as a fun aside, I included that student, or that intern rather, was able to join and participate on their company's flag football team. So there's really a lot of opportunity for you to immerse yourself in that company atmosphere and get to know the people that you're working with. It's really a great way to get to know China. You have that network of people and lots of different fun ways that they'll incorporate you into their offices. So like I said, through our partnership with University of Georgia, you're welcome to choose any of our standard programs, go at any time, and go to any location. And I also want to make a note that you can gain credit for your internships. And there's two main ways that we have decided you can gain credit for your internship. The first way is through University of Georgia. So when you complete this internship, you are able to gain internship credit directly through whatever academic department you study in. So for example, if you're a business student and you go to Beijing and you participate in whatever business sector is your main interest, you complete an internship in that sector, and then you want to get credit for it. I recommend before you depart for the program, you take the description of what you'll be doing that we can provide to you, and you bring it to your academic department, so to the business school, and then they will help you decipher whether you can get credit for it and how. Most likely, they'll develop some kind of assessment for you. Maybe you'll have to write some essays or do some extra work throughout your internship while you're in China, and you can then use that to gain internship directly through University of Georgia. So that's your first option. And again, work with the Education Abroad office at University of Georgia. Work with Laura. She's a great resource. She's been through this before, and she can help advise you on how you can go through your individual academic departments to gain that credit. Should you choose the latter option, you can gain credit directly through us. So if you gain credit through us, you will be completing an online course throughout your internship. That's done in partnership with Golden Gate University here in San Francisco. As I mentioned, that's where we're based in the US, and they're the partner institution we use to grant credit for our internships. So if you don't choose to go the route of using your individual academic departments, you can know that you can still gain credit through us, and you would simply let us know that that's your interest. We would then set you up to be enrolled in the online course. And the way that that online course looks is that throughout your semester, each week, you'll be tuning into podcasts that you can listen to them at any time. There's no set time each week that you have to listen to them. You sort of have a schedule of when you need to complete them by, and then you have all week to listen to that podcast and give your response paper in on that subject for the week. At the end of the term, and that could be 1, 2, or 3 months long, depending on how long your internship is, you would complete an assessment, and then that course will be graded. You'll get a transcript through Golden Gate University, and then you'll use that transcript for that online internship course to transfer credit back to University of Georgia. If any of that's unclear, whether on the University of Georgia credit side or on the side of gaining credit through us, write down those questions, and I'm happy to elaborate that on the end of the presentation. Okay, so now I'm going to talk to you more about our programs. Like I said, we have 4 locations in China that include Shanghai, Shenzhen, Hong Kong, and Beijing. Through our partnership with UGA, you can go on any of these locations. It's completely up to you if you have a preference in mind, but one thing to consider when making that choice is that certain cities will have a wider abundance of internship placements in certain sectors. So for example, if you are an engineering student, you may want to choose a placement in Shenzhen, where there's a much wider variety of engineering opportunities. There's much more included in our programs than just the internship component. So when you apply to the program, you're going to choose your top 3 sectors. We guarantee you a placement in the sector that you choose. We'll interview you really just to feel out more about what you want to be doing, see what your background is, what your experience is in your field. And we use that information, that conversation that we have, to then place you in the most suitable host company in that sector in China. But that's not all that we do. So we have staff in each city in China, and they're there to assist you throughout the duration of your program. They'll be there to field any questions, to help you with any problems, to help you with the transition, and they'll be on call 24/7 for whatever needs or questions you may have. So that's really a great resource and comfort to know that you'll have that there. They also will be arranging lots of different fun events throughout your internship. Each week we'll have Mandarin lessons that you're welcome to participate in. The Mandarin lessons are offered at every level. So whether you are a basic beginner, you've never taken Mandarin before, have no background, we can offer courses at your level. Or if you're an intermediate student and have been studying for quite some time, we have placements for you as well. So no matter your Mandarin level, we have those course options in the evening included in the internship. We also arrange networking seminars, professional development workshops, as well as fun cultural activities throughout the weeks that may include things like dumpling making or going to a kung fu show. Karaoke as well is always a popular and much loved activity for our interns in China. One thing I should note in terms of your internship is that, again, there's no Mandarin level required to participate in our programs. One of the first things we vet at each of the host companies we place you in is that you do have an English-speaking supervisor. So you can rest assured that at the very least, your supervisor will be English-speaking in your placement. We do all arrangement of visas. We offer you all advice and field any questions before you leave. And when you get there, we pick you up from the airport. So you're not arriving and kind of just left to wander and find your way. We pick you up from the airport. We have an induction ceremony that happens that next day. It'll go over everything from training and things to know for your internship to things to know for your city and fun things to take advantage of, as well as cultural training and things to be aware of throughout your stay in China. And like I said, we pick you up from the airport. Here are some photographs of our interns this past summer being picked up from the airport by our CRCC Asia staff. Here are some photos of your accommodation. So accommodation is also included in each program. You'll be staying in business professional hotels that are centrally located in each city. They're very nice apartments. They come with TVs, with air conditioning, with Wi-Fi access, with a kitchen, and you will have your own room. You'll share the apartment with another intern, but you will have your own room. So it's quite nice accommodation that you'll be having throughout your stay. Here are some photos of our induction day. Like I said, we have that the day after you arrive, and that will include interns from all over the world that will be participating in internships in your location for the month that you begin the program. So in addition to University of Georgia students that you'll be potentially abroad and participating in this internship with, there's also interns from all over the world, from Europe, from Australia, from New Zealand, from South America. So you really have the opportunity to network internationally, not just in the US and with other Chinese people. There's people from all over, and a lot of feedback I've heard from alumni that I've spoken to is that they've established relationships both on a personal level and on a business level with people from all over, from Italy, from Spain. So that's really another added benefit of the program too, I think. On the first day of your internship, we actually will pick you up from your hotel and bring you to your internship site on the first day. So that's just one thing to take off your mind, that first day of your internship. We bring you door to door. Yeah. Here are some photos of those Mandarin classes I told you about. And again, we partner with a company called Mandarin House that will administer those lessons. They are included in all programs and offered in the evenings. They're not mandatory, but if you want to work on your Mandarin, if you want to begin working on Mandarin or improve it, this is a great opportunity to take advantage of. And here's some photos of those social events I was telling you about. As you can see, the karaoke is quite popular. Here's our interns having a lot of fun in our karaoke events that we hold. This is our China Business Seminar. So our programs focus on professional development, and we don't just place you in an internship and let you figure things out on your own, which of course you will be doing, but we also offer a lot of support and guidance and extra information to help you really make the most of that internship and really understand and take away a lot in terms of how China does business and how you can use this information and experience in the future. So this is one way that we accomplish that goal. We have a seminar that covers all sorts of angles of Chinese business development and your part in it, what you're learning, and how you can use it in the future. This is our community outreach day. So another fun event that we schedule for each internship program is that you'll be reaching out and giving back to the community. We don't just want you to immerse yourself in the business culture of China, but also the everyday culture, get to know the local community that you're a part of and give back a little bit while you're there. Here are some example host companies that we work with. I should mention here that, like I said, we have placements in pretty much every sector. We have some main ones where there's a really wide abundance of placements, of course, in business and engineering and hospitality and things like that. But we're really able to accommodate a wide range of sector requests. So if you think you have a really obscure interest, check with Laura, check with me, and we can discuss whether or not that's an option. And even within each sector, there's a wide variety of company types. So we work with everybody from big multinational firms to Chinese companies to small startups. So there's a wide variety of options for you depending on your interests. And here are some of our university partners. So like I said, we're partnering with University of Georgia. You're one of our proud partners that we use to really try and reach as many students with these opportunities as possible. And here are some examples of other universities that we work with in addition to UGA. Here are some other testimonials of people's experiences when they went to China. As you can see, we've had business interns, legal interns, as well as students participate in our Chinese language program. So that's another option. As I mentioned earlier, we had one University of Georgia student complete an internship in addition to the language portion. So in the basic standard internship program is just the internship with all the added benefits I talked about earlier, but there's a few other programs that we add on in addition to that internship. Here are a few of them. So in addition to the internship, which lasts for 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months, depending on your choice, you could also add on a Chinese language program, which would be 20 hours a week. This is different from the Mandarin lessons that are offered in the evenings as part of the standard internship program. This is a more intensive, a more structured in terms of hours a week, and that you can get that language component for credit. So this could be a good option if you're somebody that's officially studying Mandarin in your coursework, or maybe even majoring in it. You could potentially use this Chinese language program, which combines 20 hours a week of Mandarin lessons with an internship, and use that for credit for your studies. There's also a business and finance course, which just goes in depth, could be a good complement to your internship, especially if that's the fields you're looking into get experience in China. It covers a wide variety of topics about business and finance in China. And we'll again apply it directly to your internship, to your experience, and it's a much more immersive way to find out more about what you're learning and apply what you're learning into your internship each day. There is also a travel program, so another option that a lot of students and a few of our University of Georgia alumni have already participated in is our travel program, which would be an internship of whatever length you choose. So for example, if you chose the 1 month internship, you could also choose a 20-day travel tour around China afterwards. You go to like 10 different cities, so it's really good opportunity to get out there and see as many places in China as you can while you're there. And one highlight of that everybody reports back to is one of the days you'll be camping on the Great Wall. So that's a pretty remarkable experience, in addition to all the other remarkable things you'll be seeing on that tour. And one last program I want to talk about is our semester-long program. So our standard programs are 1, 2, or 3 months long. This is a full semester of study and internship. So if you're looking to spend a bit more time in China, if you want to spend a full term, and you think that it could be a good opportunity to take courses in China as well as participate in an internship, I think this is a really remarkable program and great opportunity for you. It's in Shanghai only, so we partner with East China Normal University in Shanghai. It's a very immersive program. You'll be staying on campus. You'll be staying with other interns, but in student housing on campus in the financial district of Shanghai. So the campus is located in, you'll be on campus, but the campus is located in the financial district of Shanghai. So it'll be easily positioned for you to get to your internships. You'll be completing those in the morning. So you'll be doing roughly 4 hours of an internship in the morning. And then in the afternoons and evening, you'll be making your way back home, back to campus to complete your coursework. And then when you finish your coursework, you'll just be on campus, so you'll be home. It's a full semester's worth of credits, so all financial aid can apply to this program. It's for a recommended 12 credits. So you complete 4 courses throughout the semester for a total of 12 credits for the term. At the end of the term, you'll be getting a transcript from ECNU, and you can use that transcript with the 12 credits to transfer back to University of Georgia. It'll be a recommended 12 credits, so ECNU will give you 12 credits on that transcript, but you'll want to speak with your individual academic departments before you leave to see what specific courses that will count as and how many credits it will count as on your University of Georgia transcript. So when you're selecting this program, we can provide full syllabi for each of these courses after you're accepted, and you'll use that, the course information, to bring to your academic departments, who will then sit down with you and go through what those courses will count as on your University of Georgia transcript. All coursework at ECNU is completed in English. So again, like our standard programs, there's no Mandarin level required to participate in our semester-long program. Your courses are done through the Global Studies program, so your courses will be in English, and the internship placement and process is done the same as our normal programs. So again, your supervisor will speak English and there's no Mandarin level required. But again, as with the normal programs, you are welcome and are provided to participate in Mandarin courses during the evenings as part of the program. All of the added things that come with our standard programs, like the weekly events, the airport pickup, the 24/7 staff available in Shanghai, is also applies to this program. Okay, so how to apply? So the normal way that we have students apply is directly on our website. If you do choose to apply that way, I do want to make a note that you should be in communication with University of Georgia always about that application. You want to talk to Laura and to the Education Abroad office and let them know that you're thinking of applying and that you have applied to our program if you choose to apply online. But there's also a portal at University of Georgia that Laura can elaborate on, whereby you apply directly through them, and then they pass that application on to us. So I would recommend that you choose that way to apply. That way University of Georgia can really help you in the process, and they're aware immediately that you're applying and have applied to our programs. Here are a number of our social media accounts that I recommend you follow just for different updates about our programs, what we're doing, some videos from interns about their experiences. We've had lots of great photographs and blogs and testimonials and videos that interns have submitted that I would recommend you look through that go over their experiences in China that I think could be a great resource for you. When you follow us on these channels, you'll also be the first to know about different events and promotions that we're running, different discounts we might run throughout the year. And for example, next month, we're going to begin our scholarship applications. So you can keep an eye out on our social media channels for when and how to apply to those scholarships. I should mention as well that those scholarships are absolutely open to University of Georgia students. We'll be opening that up on November 9th, and we'll be hosting a webinar about it that will be open to everybody. So not just University of Georgia students like this one is, but you're welcome to tune in to that webinar. We'll be going through all of our scholarship options and how to apply and different things about that. But I absolutely recommend that if you're interested in our programs, that you apply to those scholarships as well. Here is a list of our international offices. So we have several offices throughout the world. We have a couple in the US as well as the 4 that we have in China. Cool, so that's everything about the programs, and now I would love to hear your questions if I didn't already answer them throughout the program. So you can go ahead and type in your questions, or I see Laura is tuned into the program. So if you have questions, you can direct them to Laura and she'll just type them in here for me to answer. So I'll give you guys a minute to process your thoughts and ask some questions before I answer. Okay, I see Laura has some questions. So let's see. Okay, great. Thanks, Laura, for fielding that question for me. Yeah, that's a really good question. So, as I said, when you go abroad anywhere, there can be a bit of a transition if you don't speak the local language. But our interns have reported that they've found that there's a lot of support, a lot of preparation that we give them in both in our induction ceremony and throughout the term while they're there on how to navigate, how to get around, and a bit of a crash course on different phrases to use. So within the internship, again, they have their English speaking supervisor. And depending on the type of company, because like I said, there's really a wide variety of companies we work with. We work with multinational firms that might have a full office full of English speakers, or it might be a Chinese company where it's your supervisor and maybe a handful of others that are fluent, and the levels may vary. But we guarantee that there are people in your company that speak English, and then we have our staff on site in each location to help you. So there can be a bit of a transition, but we work with you to help you through that language barrier, and most of our interns report that it's not a problem at all. Yeah, great question. Another really good question. So since you're a partner of ours, University of Georgia's that want to request, students that want to request to live with each other, as long as you let us know by the required day, we absolutely can have you be in an apartment together in the same location. Cool. Those are a couple of really great questions. Do you guys have any other questions you want to help me think through? Oh, so I know I answered those questions out loud, but I also typed that out for you, so you guys have that in writing to look at. And I'll give you guys a few more minutes to think through some questions and shoot them my way. Okay, great. Another really good question. So for international affairs, the best location, and there's placements in that field in every location, but for somebody interested in international affairs, there's lots of different NGOs and nonprofits that we work with, both in mainly Beijing, as well as some in Shenzhen or Hong Kong. So any of those locations, really Beijing would be the most popular and common option for somebody interested in the field of international affairs. As for technology and for computer science, I'd really recommend Shenzhen. That's the hub of companies that we have in that field, as well as in engineering. It's really a really interesting city that has tons of placements in that field, and it's a really exciting environment to be around. I've heard it called the San Francisco of China. There's lots of companies, lots of investment springing up there. So for those of you interested in technology and computer science, I think absolutely keep Shenzhen in mind. And I'll write that out for you as well. So as I said on the first day, we pick you up from accommodation and bring you right to the doorstep of your internship. After that, it's up to you, and students choose a wide variety of transportation options. Public transportation is quite easy to navigate in these cities. As we said, our accommodation is centrally located in each city, so you'll be within easy access to public transportation from your accommodation. And we can help you. Our staff is there to help you figure out how to get from your accommodation to your internship. The length of your commute will vary depending on your internship. It's hard to predict since people's internship sites are located throughout the city. So we have some interns whose site placement is right next door to their accommodation, or it could be maybe a 40-minute metro ride. But some students do choose to take taxis or other ways to get to work. It really depends on the individual preference and budget of each student. But absolutely, I would make a note that public transportation is easily accessed from your accommodation to your internship, and is there, and we're happy and there to help you navigate that system and figure out how to use that. I should also mention for those students that do choose to taxi or take other means outside of public transportation to internships. In the past, a lot of them have worked with other interns who are placed in internships in nearby locations, and a lot of them will figure out a carpool situation where they'll call carpool in a taxi to work. So that's another option you could definitely keep in mind if you don't want to go with public transportation. But as I said, public transportation is easily accessed and easy to use, and we're there to help you with that as well. Okay, great. Any other questions? And I should mention also that, as I said, I work closely with University of Georgia's Education Abroad office and with Laura in particular. And if you have any other questions, you can feel free to email me directly. My contact information is on our website, but I'm also including it here if you want to take it down and send me a message at any time. Another thing I want to mention is that since you guys are our official partners, if you're thinking about applying but you're not sure, or you want to talk through more options one-on-one, you can reach out to me and I can schedule you an advising call with our advising teams, and they can go into detail with you about your specific sector and what options you have. Yeah, great point, Laura. absolutely explore those options. The Freeman Asia Grant sends a lot of students onto our programs. It's really a wonderful opportunity should you apply and be granted that opportunity. And like I said, our scholarships open next month on November 9th. So absolutely tune into our webinar on November 10th, because it will go not only into our scholarships, but into those other opportunities as well that we really encourage you to seek out and utilize for our programs. Yeah, you're very welcome, Laura. And for all of you that listened to the webinar, thank you for taking the time. It was really my pleasure to go through our partnership with UGA and what our program entails. So feel free to reach out at any time to schedule an advising session or to ask me any questions. All right, have a good day, everybody. Anytime to schedule an advising session or to